Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Just watching more of the sheer stupidity on the news and had the displeasure of suffering through a few minutes of CNN while I was getting my oil changed and whatnot at Jiffy Lube. And they're talking about collusion with foreign powers and how bad this is. And as always, CNN is fake news. And as always, of course, they place America last and their viewers at risk. What's collusion? What, helping somebody, one person commenting in one country about the affairs of another? I mean, as an American, especially if you are a reporter, you should agree that the right to freedom of expression is a universal right, that people have the right to their opinions, that they have the right to express those opinions, that they, that they have the right to say what they want, as long as their actions don't, as long as they don't harm others or treat other people unfairly or use the force of the government illegally to push their beliefs on other individuals. But what's collusion? And here's why. And we also saw that Mueller and the witch hunt indicted 12 Russians for, I guess, I don't know, hacking the DNC or whatever, which is a crime. But really, is that really the crime? Is that really what they're upset about? I mean, first of all, let's be clear. The Central Intelligence Agency rigs and meddles in more elections in more countries around the world than all other agencies combined. That's why you will never see a UN treaty on election meddling or favoring one candidate over or refraining from favoring one candidate over another overseas or businesses. You're never going to see a treaty that states that a company in country A cannot voice its opinion about an election in country B. Not going to see it. Well, the companies are transnational anyway, but CIA would kind of have to ban itself. We do this a lot. Does Russia do it more? Maybe, but I doubt it. The fact is, that's the case. Take an example: Ukraine. The CIA wanted to put tanks and military equipment in Ukraine, being it's a NATO country, wanted to bring our country in the orbit. They funded radical, reactionary neo-Nazis, and that's what they were. They're literally on the no-fly list. They can't come into the United States on a plane. Gave them a bunch of money. They won an election, banned the Russian language. Ukraine, the eastern part of it has mainly Russian speakers. The western part of it has kind of Ukrainian speakers. Of course, the Russians, having their language banned, said, you know what? We just want to be Russian. Putin said, sure. Attacking my citizens are unsafe. Sure, why not? We as an American, I'm sure our government would do the same if there were a population of Americans and they couldn't speak English anymore, whatever. I mean, give me a break. We rigged an election. That's why that happened. You can thank Obama and Secretary of State Clinton for that. Why are we giving them money? Don't know. But let's say I, on certain other Facebook pages, stated, I think when France was having its elections, that I thought that Le Pen was a lot more like Donald Trump than Macron was, and that Le Pen would be better prime minister, than Macron was. Okay? Fine. So happens I'm an armed contractor. Perhaps I may have posted this on my lunch break on federal property, which doesn't violate a company's policies, doesn't violate, doesn't violate the law, it doesn't hurt anybody. Suppose I put something out there and maybe helped Le Pen get more votes. Or maybe, Macron wins. Okay? Now, if I go to France, can somebody accuse Jean-Marie Le Pen of colluding with an American contractor to meddle in the election to get elected? You understand how stupid that is? But you see, it's not necessarily that stupid, because in a lot of these European countries, there's no First Amendment. You don't have freedom of speech. Truth is not a defense against a slander suit. Or if what you say causes, public turmoil, you can be arrested for that. See, European countries are not free or totally free countries. Okay? They have no freedom of speech. They have no right to bear arms. A vast majority of them are still headed by royal families that are literally above the law, that can legally kill people if they feel like it, and even print their own money. Case in point, England. Nothing wrong with that. That's their society. They're ancient. Fine. But with this whole collusion thing and arresting other nationals for voicing opinions about American elections, this is something that CNN is doing, and something that they are instigating that will easily lead to retaliation against Americans. Okay? God help you if you violate the campaign laws of Russia or any other country with this toxic atmosphere that CNN has created. You could easily be arrested. And if you don't know what the law is, that's no defense. Now, if you seriously believe in the First Amendment, a law-abiding person elsewhere in the world has the right to state their opinion about our elections. Foreign companies, foreign organizations, and yes, even foreign intelligence services have the right to say, we think for whatever reason that you, the American people, should vote for that guy or that gal or Trump or Clinton or Stein or Sanders or anybody else. If you really believe in political freedom and you really believe in universal freedom of expression, that means that freedom of expression does not stop at the border of your country. It stops where the Earth's atmosphere touches outer space. Now, the only thing that these idiot fake news morons at CNN are doing, and MSNBC, and Peter Strzok, all the other ones, they're simply placing American lives at risk. Because if you say something in this highly charged atmosphere that they've created, you could be busted in another country. Trust and believe. I'm sure there's 12 Americans in Russia or Europe or somewhere where Putin, has jurisdiction that have said something. Maybe they don't like Putin. Maybe they told a joke about him. Who knows? Perhaps they made a sacrilegious statement. See, Russia is really a theocracy. It is a Christian country. It's specifically run by the Russian Orthodox Church and Patriarch Kirill, who Putin does whatever Patriarch Kirill says. See, Patriarch Kirill is the real leader of Russia, not Vladimir Putin. Vladimir Putin just is under the spell and the influence of this patriarch, who is their, essentially like their pope. Okay? Get educated. And that's the problem with this fake news. This what we saw here with Peter Strzok isn't just someone expressing their opinion. This is somebody who is slanting an election, manipulating an election. The fact is, with guys like that in the FBI, who the hell needs the KGB? With Lisa Page and Peter Strzok, I mean, who the hell needs the damn KGB? Who needs the EU? The Mossad is not a problem. We've got that covered right here. And Putin wasn't joking when he challenged CNN to appear for hearings in the Duma in Russia to discuss whether they were colluding with Hillary Clinton to manipulate the American election. Now, of course, they issued the subpoena. CNN didn't send anybody to show up. I don't blame them. But not all of us have a rich transnational company like CNN to spring us out of jail if that happens. And it's disgusting how this fake news is even risking or increasing that risk of World War III or some other conflict to scuttle the negotiations between us and Russia, just so they can try to get Hillary Clinton elected again in 2020. You know, they're not going to be that happy when Russian nukes rain down on their building. I don't think so. The fact is that Russia has the largest land area of any country in the world. They have the most real estate. They're not going to go away. We bought Alaska from Russia. Russian is the second most, or third most popular language in Alaska. Those individuals also acquired American citizenship when we purchased their territory. Damn right, we should sit down and talk to them. There's nothing wrong with holding a conversation. In fact, if we listen to Chuck Schumer, CNN, MSNBC, and these other idiots, we never would have made that deal with North Korea. Maybe it'll turn out great. Maybe it won't. Who knows? But do you want to have a conversation with people, or do you want them to try to kill you? I mean, remember when back in the old days when the little pinkos were, talk to the Soviets, build missiles, talk, don't do anything. And now all they want to do is fight. See, Reagan got it right the first time. Hopefully Trump is just copying what Reagan's doing. He should go talk to Vladimir Putin. And when he and Vladimir Putin are doing their press conference, Trump should politely nod to Vladimir Putin and say, see that CNN guy? Don't answer their goddamn questions. They're fake news. They're trying to start a war between our countries. God bless America.